In ancient times, among tents, in the desert and silent prayers, under the starry sky, her name means the one who unites. And, indeed, she would unite much more than families. She would unite destinies. Rebekah was not only beautiful, she was generous, strong, attentive to signs. In a world where women were only shadows in the records of men, Rebekah shone with a light of her own. One day, a servant of Abraham, Isaac's father, was sent to find a wife for his master's son. But it would not be a random choice. Abraham trusted that God would guide that meeting. The servant arrived at a spring, tired and thirsty, and prayed, "Lord, give me a sign. May the young woman who offers water to me and also to my camels be the one chosen." And before the prayer was over, Rebekah appeared. She didn't know she was being watched. She didn't know that simple moment would become eternal. But naturally, she offered water. And then, without anyone asking, she gave the camels something to drink. Patiently, silently, kindly. "There," God answered. The young woman was invited to leave, to become the wife of a man she had never seen. Then came the question that would change everything. "Do you want to go with this man?" Without hesitation, Rebekah answered, "Yes, I will go." In that answer, there was faith, courage, and trust in a greater plan. When Rebekah found Isaac, he was in the field, praying. And when he saw her, he took her to his tent, and he loved her. She became his wife, and she was his comfort after the death of his mother, Sarah. But not everything was easy. Time passed, and Rebekah could not have children. The wait, the silence, the unanswered questions. She felt the pressure, the anguish, the weight of being a woman in a culture that valued motherhood. But Rebekah did not give up. She prayed, she cried, and Isaac also prayed for her. Until God answered. Rebekah became pregnant. But even during the pregnancy, something strange was happening. There was a struggle inside her womb. Two babies who seemed to be already fighting for space, destiny, blessings. Rebekah prayed again. She sought the Lord, and he answered. "Two nations are in your womb. Two peoples will separate from your body. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." The children were born. Esau, the firstborn, hairy, strong, a hunter, Jacob, the youngest, clinging to his brother's heel since birth. The prophecy was already being fulfilled. Rebekah raised her sons with dedication, but also with discernment. She knew that Jacob was the chosen one, even though he was the youngest. And when the time came, she helped Jacob receive his father's blessing. Her methods may be questioned, but her faith, never. Rebekah was not perfect, but she was bold. She said yes to God when she didn't have all the answers. She waited when the weather seemed cruel. She believed when her womb was empty. And she acted when God's plan needed to be fulfilled. She teaches us that faith, sometimes, is not shouting God's name in the squares, but offering water, saying yes in the dark, waiting in silence, hearing the voice of heaven in the midst of pain. Rebekah was much more than Isaac's wife. She was the link between the promise and the fulfillment, between Abraham and Jacob, between faith and the future. And her story lives on, in every woman who chooses to trust, even without seeing, even without understanding, even without guarantee. Because, in the end, Rebekah's faith was not about children, it was about obedience. And that never comes back empty.